Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here, and today we are going to be checking out the cross-pack compatibility between the brand new stuff pack, which is of course Crystal Creations, and then a bunch of other packs that already exist for The Sims 4. Also, this video is marked as an ad because I am going to be talking about my creator code, but that is going to be like way further in the video, so enjoy! Starting off strong with the first ever expansion pack that we got for The Sims 4, which is absolutely wild to say. This is, of course, Get to Work. Now, we have our little retail stall set up here. Shop, not a stall. I'm so used to saying market stall in this game. Let's be real, everything is a stall. It's the Potion and Jewelry Shop by Chara_X. But you can have a jewelry shop. You can have a crystal and jewelry shop, a crystal book and jewelry shop. Whatever you want to have, you can do. Once you've actually made your jewelry, and if you obviously go to this function right here and you buy yourself a retail shop, you can drag out your jewelry from your inventory. You can click on it, you can set for sale and not for sale. You can also just like do all the normal things that you can do, but we are of course gonna set everything for sale. Someone also had a really good question of, can you actually add the jewelry to outfits to sell in your shop? Unfortunately, that is not a thing that you can do. Alice has this mystic necklace on. I have it set to wear on every single outfit, but then if I go onto the mannequin and I say create outfit and then go create outfit in Create a Sim, the way that jewelry works in this pack, basically it doesn't appear in Create a Sim. It's not like Nifty Knitting where once you've created it, it like unlocks for your household in Create a Sim and you can apply it to anyone. Unfortunately, it has to be like on the sim that you choose, and that's the only way you will see it. Therefore, it means that obviously this mannequin can't wear it, even though Alice is the one who is technically doing this interaction and she has it on, which I personally think is a little letdown, but I understand just like how it works based off the sim, and I kind of understand why a mannequin then isn't able to access that. But thank you for your question. That was actually really cool. So we're actually gonna open this jewelry shop up. We have a 25% markup right now. I actually want some of the boys to make some more rings, because one of you also asked, if a customer actually buys a ring, can you then use that ring to propose to someone? Because obviously I feel like that's what a lot of people are going to be doing, especially, I mean, if you own My Wedding Stories, which RIP you if you do, or even if you just want to do this without My Wedding Stories, which I personally think is the better option. You can create like a jewelry store, an engagement ring store, and you can have your sim either go make their own or they can go purchase one that somebody else has made. So I'm actually, of course, he would see raw and be like, I'm a werewolf raw. I have not played Get to Work literally like since this pack came out, especially like this portion of Get to Work. I'm fairly sure I've listed everything for sale that I want. We have a jewelry piece up here, we have some gemstones that are shaped, we also have some little earrings. Oh, you're just coming in and trying that on? Okay. You know what, I've always thought she's a Tory, but if she's gonna spend her money here, then she's gonna spend her money here. Oh, the delicate set is definitely a fave. People are eyeing it up. There she goes, she's gonna buy. We are gonna ring up that customer. It looks like she could be purchasing actually one of the delicate things. These are actually already charged as well, so she's getting an extra steal here. I mean, if you want the powers to continue, you're gonna have to go out and buy yourself your own charging platform. She went for the delicate earrings for 228 simoleons, and you can actually restock the item, so that's pretty cool. It means that you don't actually have to like remake it on the table. You obviously can if you want to. If you want to make it a little bit more realistic, then that's definitely the way to go about it. Like I've done, I have a little like workshop in the back. You could run like little classes here if you want to. You can have people make their own rings to propose with. Is anyone here not already married? Is every sim in a romantic romantic relationship, already married in this game. Whoa, a big personality change there, Don Lothario. Don can't believe it. Don is in love and has a strong urge to be committed and loyal. Oh my goodness, yeah, we're gonna do it. He is gonna go out and purchase a ring straight away. Now that is what I call an impulsive purchase. He said, I am turning over a new leaf in 2024. This is not going to be a fancy ring, by the way. It's literally one that is made from like Fosenite or whatever it's called, because I was like, that sounds the most alien. Let's go and buy this item. It's not actually charged, so we are also gonna buy an item that is charged just to see if it stays charged once you've actually bought it. So boom, we got that one. I do know that the delicate necklace is, so we're also gonna purchase that. It does remain charged, so if he puts this on right now, then he actually has the likelihood for career and school chance cards to succeed. But let's head back and see if we can propose with that ring to Katrina Caliente. Not me clicking on the wrong redhead. I literally just clicked on Nina. Oh my goodness. Nina. So we can propose to Katrina Caliente. I want her to come out here. Okay, I want at least the sun to be shining whilst I do this. She got the mummy milkers out for me. Who needs a Lady Dimitrescu when you have Katrina Caliente? John is proposing to Katrina using the ring that he has just... She said, Don, I don't believe you're loyal. I don't believe that you've turned over a new leaf. You can keep that ring. That is not the medal that I wanted. That is not the engagement ring for me. She said, I don't want to be married. Well, I mean, you can propose, but you can also get denied for a proposal with a ring that you purchase in a get-to-work retail store. That scratched an itch for me. Seeing Don get refused adds like 5 years onto my lifespan every single time. Ooh, I don't like that. Even when they're on sale, like actually within the shop, once you travel home, they get returned back to your inventory. That's gonna like ruin the displays that you have set up, and you're gonna have to drag them out every single time. Now, of course, with Get to Work, you can go to Sixum, which is the alien world. You can also have aliens in Get to Work. You can create them in Create a Sim, or you can just go like visit them on Sixam. Whilst you're actually on Sixam, there are 2 new crystals that you can pick up. They are clandestine, and when this is actually crafted into jewellery or a gemstone, Sims are easier to convince and more likely to lend money. And then there is also Nightlight, which actually has an effect on aliens. I really wasn't expecting this. Moonstone affects the other occults minus mermaids. There's not really anything for mermaids, which is that surprising. Energy needs decay slightly slower with Nightlight, and Sim's alien powers recharge faster once depleted. So we're actually gonna have Zythe use some of his alien powers, which I have not done in literally the longest time. He's already feeling tense. It's probably time to rest and recover, but we actually have a ring that has Nightlight in it, so I'm actually gonna have him wear this with his current fit. This is only on like 36 minutes. Like, this really isn't too bad. Like, it goes pretty quickly anyway, but there you go. It's going at a way more accelerated rate, so it kind of just takes the edge off a little bit. It's not the most game-changing thing in the world. It's not like vampires where they have like a whole like vampiric energy. I actually thought I had done it wrong and he wasn't really an alien, but he is. He also has extraterrestrial energy. Zythe can feel the power of the cosmos infusing in him with an empowered alien energy. So he actually gets focus from that. Whilst we're speaking of occults, we may as well check out the other one. So I actually have a raw bracelet here, which is made with moonstone. So this little guy, Kenny, is a spellcaster. Spellcaster sim is more successful when casting spells and brewing potions. So we are gonna wear that with our current outfit, and then we are gonna try and do a scrubberoo. He is currently in an argument with Vlad, but it basically just means you're less likely to fail when casting those spells. Again, it's not really anything too wild, but if you do want a spellcaster to have a better chance of succeeding at things, then I mean, wear something with moonstone on it. It also means that even if they are overcharged, they're still more likely to succeed with their spells and potion brewing. For vampire sims, moonstone means that their thirst decay will actually decrease at a slower rate. So we have this ring for Vlad. I'm gonna have him wear it with all of his outfits. This is quite good, I feel, for those sims who maybe want to have be a good vampire, and plasma juice doesn't really fill their need all that thoroughly. So if you want to try and put off feeding as much as possible, definitely stick anything moonstone on them, and you hopefully won't have to fill up as much. I did see someone in my comments actually say, oh, I wish that there was a stone that meant that your vampires wouldn't burn in the sun, kind of like the rings that they wore in the Vampire Diaries. But then I figured, what if you actually use hematite? Because obviously hematite means that your sim can't die. We are gonna remove his moonstone ring, and we're gonna put on his jet ring instead. Put that umbrella away. Who said you could have that? Lad, I'm doing science here, okay? Yes, you are a little experiment. How did I not remember that he didn't have the option to pass away? He did this literally in my 24 whilst 24 challenge just the other day. I was scarred from that, clearly. It didn't matter to me too much, but boom! Instantly resurrected. Oh, that is kind of sick. So annoyingly, they do still have the fire burning around them, and they can die, but that's pretty cool if you ask me. So it's kind of like a sunshine ring in a way. Can you see how confused Grim was? He was looking around where is the dead person? And then when it comes to werewolves and moonstone, the werewolf's fury will build slower and rampages will end faster. So we're actually gonna wear this with all outfits. I actually want to cheat up his rampage so that hopefully he can transform, and then we can see how quickly the rampage actually decreases. So he's rampaging right now. He has 3 hours. And did he actually keep on? He did keep on the bracelet. I am gonna have him rampage without wearing it just to see if it does actually go up to the 6 hours. I think it's a pretty long time. I like how he did it in front of 2 other occults, and they're still so not used to seeing it, so they are flipping out. Please do not ruin any of my crystal stands. Lou, why would you come in here? I mean, yeah, scratch up the sofa. I'm kind of down for having that. I'm actually gonna remove that moonstone, and then I'm gonna have him rampage again. We are gonna go for 499. He is gonna become enraged. This still says 3 hours. Okay, what is going on here? I thought that it meant that our rampage wouldn't last as long. Maybe it means the rampage on a full moon? Perhaps? It could very well just be because I'm cheating his rampage. Maybe it actually needs to be legit for some weird reason. The werewolf sim's fury building at a slower rate, I still feel is going to be so helpful to me personally. I feel the rampage, especially if your werewolf has a lot of these flaws to them, their fury just increases at such a wild rate, excuse the pun. So I'm glad that you at least have a little bit of a buffer from that with having moonstone on a werewolf. I actually want to see if silver has an issue with werewolves. I highly doubt it. Crystals are the thing in this pack that really hold the powers and affect sims. Metal is purely just for aesthetic reasons. You can literally just choose the color of jewelry that you want when it comes to the metal, but I kind of wish they had followed through with that, especially with werewolves having such in-depth flaw it feels in the game. It would have been really cool if like silver then accelerated your fury so it went up at a faster rate and also like rampages lasted longer. Is there any moodlet from that whatsoever? He's uncomfortable but only because he's wet and also has a huge headache from turning. He's not like afraid of the silver. I wasn't really expecting it, but I did want to test it out just in case the Sims team maybe left a little surprise for us. Also, every single occult that you actually have where moonstone has that focus moodlet, which is the arcane ascendance. Vlad can now harness the full potential of his powers, becoming an unparalleled force of the supernatural. Lou can do it. There is actually a little bit of cross-pack compatibility between Crystal Creations and the Sims 4 seasons. So obviously we do have Amber, which means that Sims will not fail at range of interactions. Sim will not start a fire when cooking, and then also the weather will become sunny whenever you are wearing this and it's a charged crystal. We're actually gonna change our weather to a thunderstorm. I actually saw this from the Awful Gamer over on TikTok, so I'm gonna leave a link to that TikTok down below because this is where I first saw it. But if you actually have jewelry or crystals charging on these pieces and it is actually a thunderstorm, if these little plaques get hit with lightning, they actually just charge the crystals instantly, which I think is so cool. Like, there's a little chance of that happening, but I'm hopefully gonna have this thunderstorm going till tomorrow morning, and then once this is fully charged we will have her wear it and all will become sunny. I kind of wish that there were other different like weather versions of this, because I think changing the weather is literally so hard in the game unless you have like UI cheats or you have that like weather station that comes with the Sims 4 seasons. Even if it was like the most basic weather functions, rain, snow, sun, and then like wind maybe. Now I have talked in my gameplay overview that your Sims can actually sell their jewelry on Plopsy. It's actually probably the best way to sell it unless you're like marking up your prices in a shop or also on a selling table, because you get such a big profit from some of the offers that are available on Plopsy. But a ton of you actually wanted to know if we could actually purchase jewelry on Plopsy. Now this is so annoying to test, I will say, because there's only like what 10 items at most that are listed like every hour. Every single time that I have checked so far whilst I was like setting this video up to record, whilst I've been like playing off screen, and I have yet to see jewelry listed as a thing that you can buy. But I think the pool is like so big of items that you can buy that it's not surprising that I haven't seen it. But I also think I've seen a lot of these things like before now, so I have a feeling that you can't purchase jewelry on Plopsy. If you have tested that out and you have actually seen jewelry on Plopsy, let me know down in the comments. I'm gonna keep checking in whilst I'm recording it because like I said, it does refresh every hour, and if it happens to pop up I will let you know. For right now though, I'm gonna like quietly assume that you can't purchase it on Plopsy. When it comes to get together, one of my old favorites, my pal who will always be there in a moment whenever I need them, they do actually have club activities for this new pack. Can we get a round of applause, please? I wish we had more pack icons. I feel like this needs a refresh in of itself. Obviously you can add whoever you want to add. If you go to club activities and then you go to hobbies, do gemology is there, which means obviously Sims will gravitate towards the gemology tables and they will make different pieces. So like I said, if you want to teach a little class, then you can kind of use this to get that. If you want to have a Sim make their own engagement ring, then you can have them maybe like come to a class and play it that way. Super, super cute. And then also if you go to club points and then under the skill bonuses, if you scroll down, there is actually actually a gemology boost as well. So this will boost the speed at which your sim gains the gemology skill whilst in a club gathering. And then also, just to like help you out a little bit more if you would like it, obviously the gemology skill is actually like a mental skill, so being in a focus moodlet actually helps you out to learn it at an accelerated rate. So if you want to, you could then also add a focus club vibe. It can be used to make all sims in your club gathering focus. So if you want them to accelerate their skill even more, you can go for all 3 of these unlocks and you will be unstoppable in the gemology skill. But I will say it goes up at a pretty fast rate anyway, like without any help. Jungle Adventure, you lot have had a fair few questions about. So obviously there are 2 crystals that you only get in the game if you have Jungle Adventure, and you can find them actually in Selva Dorada. They are Amazonite. When this is crafted into jewellery or as a gemstone, sims excavating in Selva Dorada will unearth rarer and more valuable artifacts. And then there's Alexandrite, which sims will refresh their wants more frequently with this. But there is obviously also the archaeology table, and here you can actually choose to refine crystals. I know I had a fair few questions asking about this, so we're actually going to refine this clandestine because we're not really going to use this in jewellery. Oh my god, the fact that every single one of my sims has been hit by lightning. Those fecking charging plaques still haven't been, but every single one of my sims, check. I'm fairly sure this will just have the exact same result as it always has. I think the only way you can cut gems is obviously on the new table. You can also do this actually just by clicking on a crystal in your inventory and you can send it to a jeweler for refinement, which I did actually do. I feel like I'm always on like Blue Peter or something. Here's one I did earlier. So we're gonna go get the mail and we're gonna see if this refined piece is the way that it always has been. I highly doubt that there's cross-pack in the sense that they've sent us a different type of crystal. Yeah, there you go. It's refined amethyst. It is still the shape that it is always has been, and I assume that would be the reason, because these are specifically for the totems that actually exist. They're not gonna change the shape on these because then they just like wouldn't work with the stuff that they actually need to work with in their pack. Good question. It just works the exact same way as it always has done. I know a couple of people have been wondering about the keepsake box from Growing Together. So we have this basic one right here. We are gonna designate the keepsake box to Dennis because obviously he is an elder. We're gonna open it up and you can just drag these items within here. So you can like pass down engagement rings if you want to. Obviously you can then entrust it to, I mean, why can we only entrust it to Kenny? Where is my daughter? You know what? I really haven't played with this keepsake box much because it glitched out for me in a residential rental in my Growing Together Let's Play. Alice has been granted access to all the family secrets held within the keepsake box. She can add to it over time as well. Try not to lose it. I have seen people asking whether these like age and like go up in value, kind of I guess like Nectar does. I don't think they do, but obviously I haven't really been playing like long enough to see, but I'm fairly sure they would have mentioned that as a feature of the pack. So I'm like 99.9% sure that they don't actually like increase in value over time, which I kind of wish they did, but I understand like why that probably wasn't even a thing that they maybe even thought of. When it comes to the keepsake box, I have seen people down in my comments being like, oh my god, it would be so cute. Like for example, Alice's mother's like engagement ring being in there, or maybe if your parent wants to give you like something blue for your wedding, then they can make a piece of like blue jewelry if you want to set like traditions in your family. And I do think that's a really cute way to use this pack. Also, obviously I know you can't gift things to children, but like when they age up into a teenager, you can do it as like an 18th birthday present, because quite a lot of people get jewelry, because again, it's kind of that like keepsake memory that they can have forever. I think that is really sweet to think about the different like uses use cases, and I think cross-pack definitely like helps with that, but it does work with the keepsake box. Like, these things aren't disappearing. If there's any other info that I'm missing about this thing, definitely let me know down in the comments, because I am not well upped on this object. But there we have it. That is pretty much all of the cross-pack that I can think of. If there is anything else that you're wanting to know down in the comments below, I will try and test things out as I get comments and let you know about them. I hope this video was helpful though. Obviously, the biggest cross-pack is definitely when it comes to occult sims. I feel like my personal favorite is absolutely going to be the werewolf one, just because I think werewolves do get their rage up so quickly, and so to me I feel like that's where you're gonna see like the most return on that item. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thanks for all of your questions and also wanting to know about cross-pack compatibility. I think this is one of the most fun parts of The Sims. I would still like to see it be pushed further for sure. I'm pleasantly surprised at this one, specifically with the one for aliens. Like, I'm like, yes, justice for aliens after all these years. This portion of the video is sponsored by EA because I do have my very own creator code for you lot to use if you would so wish on the EA app and also over on Origin. This is unfortunately not a discount code, but you can use code EnglishSimmer, all one word, on checkout whilst purchasing any of the Sims 4 packs, so it absolutely does not have to be Crystal Creations. What that code does is actually give me 5% back on any sale made using my code, so thank you very much if you do decide to use it. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will speak to you all in my next one. Bye now.